Here's one, though.
Oh.
This one will redeem me. If breasts didn't have nipples, we wouldn't like them as much.
Agreed.
I mean, breasts with nipples are more scandalous than when you have, like, the androgynous boob shape that doesn't have the nips.
Yeah,
I think that there would still be an appreciation.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, there's a certain feel to it, but you're right. The nipples give the breasts
like
the necessary
the cherry
focal
atop
point.
A fine cake.
Exactly, and with this very deep thought, hello and welcome to the AWKWARDCast, where ANY and Keyframe wander abroad random drivel. And today, with us, for the very first time ever, the one and true British plague doctor. He has been vanished for a few centuries after the Black Death, but he's finally back. I'm so glad to see you again.
It's been a long time.
It has been. What do we call you? Do we call you dog? Do we call you plaguey or
British Ninja? Sure. Why not?
British Ninja sounds familiar. We had a guest by the name of British Ninja quite a few times on the show, actually. Is there any relationship?
Did he look a little? Hang on, let me get it on camera. Did he look a little like this in structure?
I mean, a little bit, but he also looked sadder because an Irishman appeared on the show more than him.
This is like a pog.
It's actually
it's
true.
the skeleton poggers. Skoggers. Skoggers. But British. Because when I laugh, my gut, contracts.
Apologies, I will try not to be funny.
Yeah, exactly.
Hello, my name is ANY.
Yes, exactly. I am already not funny. We don't need more people not being funny.
Here's the problem. It's not that you're funny. It says I'm easily amused. We have proven with Max that I will laugh at jingling car keys. Don't you dare grab your car keys!
That is pretty funny.
Don't expose me like this, dear.
But yes, I wanted to come on the show with an appropriate mask to help convince other people to wear masks and to stop being poopy buttheads when going outside. And I thought
language.
I googled suitable COVID mask, and I got the box, and I read on the box that it said COVID mask, and I'm quite frankly frustrated.
COVID. Damn it. Anyways,
but yeah.
How are you, British? We have to ask, even though you have been an often appearing guest on this show, I think our third or fourth place person.
Yeah.
Top
who are
five.
you? Emerald still has more than you.
And so does Ambrose.
Well, no one can beat Ambrose. It's a race for second place.
Ambrose and Emerald are even off, so British could beat both at the same time.
But British, who are you? What do you do? And why should people care?
Hello. Well, my name is British Ninja, I am a junior animator for video games, currently looking for work. When I'm not wearing silly masks and acting like a fool, I am working in various pieces of software, making video games move, so to speak.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, my YouTube channel. That has been quite a time since I've seen that page.
It has, but last upload,
you share that similarity with Emerald.
1 week. Oh
indeed.
yeah, 1 week, so a D&D video, and then 7 months. And those are all Tommy Oliver related.
And I only uploaded that one because some of the players couldn't make it to the session.
Oh,
so I wanted to record it and so I could show the other people.
So it's just for posterity's sake.
You're one of the people who did a big cleansing on their channel, I just noticed.
Well, yes, I noticed that some people, when looking at Twitter portfolios, they tend to do their research onto who they're hiring. So I thought, well, I actually have a lot of subscribers comparative to other startup YouTube channels.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, what if I use it as an advantage and make it seem like all of them are here because of these cool game development videos?
I mean, I like the plan, but then I take one look at your channel banner and
that is, spring cleaning. I ignored spring. It's going to be a winter cleaning, most likely, where I have to just
there are no seasons this year.
Push that off to the side.
But yeah, maybe let's look at this rather.
Yes, this is one of the projects that I worked on. This was my final year project in university. That's my hand. I made this whole trailer.
It's live action. Wait. Okay, there's a. not live action
Yellow
starting.
Game Boy.
I still haven't played it, I have to admit. Shame on me. I have the tab still
Shame
open.
on you, yes.
Yeah, I have the
This
tab
art was
still
done by a wonderful artist by the name of Abby Salter. Not sure. Can the stream hear the music that's going to be
Yes,
playing, or are we
actually.
talking over it?
The stream hears it, we don't.
Ah, that's it. It's royalty-free music, but it's some banging tunes.
There's the actual gameplay.
So in this game, you play as a young raccoon who has found a Game Boy in the middle of trash, and there's like a copy of Zelda on the Game Boy. And the raccoon loves the Game Boy so much that he shows it to all of his friends, and they decide to build their own Zelda-like dungeon out of trash and cardboard and bits of rubbish. And they make their own role-playing game.
Pretty epic
Glad we're in
for the
media
idea.
already.
Yeah, I mean, if I would, here's a high chance that I would talk about it on media at some point if I ever get my lazy ass to play it.
If you beat it, I'll be quite impressed.
Oh.
Because a couple of the boss battles, yes, there are boss battles, people.
I mean,
quite
this looks very
difficult.
much like one. I guess link to the game page in the description down below, and if you guys, anybody watching beats the game, mail at British Ninja 01 or whatever your Twitter is.
Yes, there is a victory screen, so if you send a screenshot of that, that would be more than enough evidence.
Yeah, British_Ninja 0.
Yes.
With the Knights of the Trash, or what was it?
Knights of Trash, and its codename during development was Hardcore LARPing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's who you are. So what have you been up to recently, British? I bet you've been going on some fantastical adventures.
Well, as I suspect with quite a lot of people, the big major event that happened to me and a certain Irish individual is that I graduated university.
Hey.
Oh, God, I think...
I need a soundboard.
Where was I when I was on the first episode of AWKWARDCast?
You were
You were still in uni.
Yeah,
Was I still in uni?
I think you were in
uni.
I think you were in your second or third
You
year.
you
I
had
see.
your 18th birthday live here on the show with your parents invading.
Ah, yeah, I remember. So that would have been just before university.
Yeah, even that.
Incredible how the time
You
flies.
were a baby. And
Silence.
we were
On it.
and now you're an adult.
Wearing
You're
a
old.
plastic plague doctor mask.
Dude, hey, being an adult is spending your money on things that you wanted to that you couldn't when you're
Being
a
an
child.
adult is I bought this mask myself.
I don't like when
Exactly.
Max. I don't like it when Max looks around because you know he's wanting to grab something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Fucking
here's the sad
squirrel
thing.
of a human being.
Yeah, here's the sad thing. All the cool stuff around me. Either I haven't bought myself, but I got it bought. But this is you made this yourself. So I mean,
What's
I
he
mean-
reaching for? Oh,
actually not reaching.
clever.
Well, this is also not bought. This is self-made. Oh god, it has the same effect as last time that it's not really picking up well with the green screen.
Whoa, it's made out of TV static.
It looks glittery.
You have an invisibility mask. I can see the wall.
Yeah,
It's made out of the
invisibility
cloak from Harry
spell.
Potter. But yeah, continue
Whoa.
about what you've been going on with since graduating.
Okay, so since the big old COVID hit, I received a phone call from my mother, and she told me, son, you're going to have to stay inside. This COVID business is getting very, very serious. And I'm like, Mother, I've been staying inside my room for the past 6 years. I think I will be fine.
It's true. For
I
us
was up for the
nerds,
challenge.
yeah, for us nerds, this is literally we have been preparing for this for decades, depending on our age.
Training.
Yeah. But yeah, so you basically spend the majority of your time inside and job hunting and
Pretty much, yeah. I haven't found much work yet, but not for lack of trying. I've been sending applications out. I got this close to a spot working at Ubisoft until I got a phone call from the head animator there, basically saying, hey, we're very sorry to say that because of COVID-19, we're cutting back on hiring practices, and this job is no longer available.
yeah.
So, yay close. But honestly, I'm too stubborn to stay unemployed.
Yeah. Why would you? I mean, the current situation. I mean, if it wouldn't be for the current situation, you probably already would have found something. So,
I could say that.
Eventually, this madness will be over.
Yes.
But yeah,
Eventually.
yeah.
For other things that I've been getting up to, mainly catching up on cultural things that I've missed in the past couple of years, and we might go into that during the media section. But just to list off some, watching BoJack Horseman, Kipo, second
good
season of Final Space, gosh, Dark Souls. We'll get to that later.
Question for you.
Yes.
I asked this to everyone who's been watching BoJack Horseman. The ending at the finale episode.
Yes.
Do you think he was alive or dead?
I want to think alive. I want to think alive.
I disagree. But okay, now we know what type of person you are.
Oh no! When we want to know which type of person he is, British. Who is your favorite character in the show?
Oh, and BoJack? Gosh.
Yeah.
I want to say Todd, because Todd is such a ray of sunshine. I really connected with the director. I believe it was the second or third season. The one who gave him, the one who gave BoJack the chance at Secretariat.
Yeah, her.
I really connected.
No.
Turtle
You're talking about the lady director, aren't you?
Yes.
What's her name?
Oh, interesting answer.
Her name slips me. My other favorite, I liked. I definitely liked the Owl Girl. She
was good. Wanda,
I think she had one of my favorite jokes in the show. It's the long one. It's the one where she sets up the joke halfway through the episode and you don't get the punchline till the very end. Yeah, it's the dirt. I liked that. That was cool. That just tied up a nice little bow of sometimes you just have to wait for things to work out, and it's not going to be okay immediately, but things can just sort themselves out.
I know that feeling right now.
Yeah. But yeah, you're talking to a BoJack and a Princess Caroline, so as our...
yes. Your favorite character is BoJack?
Or the one I felt the most, at least
I think a lot of people do.
At least I identified the most with.
My favorite characters are Princess Carolyn, BoJack, and Beatrice. Out of story things, not the fact I don't identify with most.
That's the meme, isn't it? There's a lot of people on Twitter that's like, if you identify with BoJack or the Joker, then you're not getting the point of their character. It's like, no, we get it. We can relate to aspects, it's just we don't idolize them.
I identify with last season Diane, and that's an achievement, because I didn't like Diane through most of the show. But no, fast forwarding, what else have you been up to? Let's go.
Yes, alright, what else have I been up to? So catching up on a lot of media, Game of Thrones, yada yada yada.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
So glad to see the family again. Honestly, I haven't seen my folks since Christmas, so being able to come home and meet with the family again, my parents had a little bit of a scare during the COVID thing where they both came down with it. Of course, my mother being a teacher, she interacted with the children, got it through their parents and stupid school politics. They were both well, and they're both great, but that was a bit of a scare.
We don't want anything to happen to Mama Ninja. Mama Ninja's
I know,
one of the best
they're so
moms.
kind. Best mom. I'll fight the other moms.
AWKWARDCast advocates for Mama Ninja.
Yes.
Having met her, she is great.
Excellent, yes. What else have I been up to? It's pretty sad when I look back on the last couple of months of my life.
I mean, you've been playing D&D, obviously.
Very true. Yes, I actually started up the campaign again. I've been on and off with the same group of people for a couple of whiles now. And now finally getting to graduate uni, I was able to jumpstart that campaign again, and that was great fun. They're currently in the city of Baldur's Gate, and I have them all split up doing their own separate adventures. I sent Luximus and Irish John into the sewers via Oscar the Grouch transportation, and they went and fought pretty much an SCP, the Crying Man, and there's a wonderful moment in the video that it's just... Oh, that's actually Emerald Comet's game.
I cannot keep up with all you guys.
He put this up to you, didn't he?
Lux draws the art, whatever. But just to ask, did you really just reference the transportation from Grouchland?
Yes.
I respect you more now as a person, because you're one of 5 people that I know that actually knows that movie exists.
Well, it was an interesting idea as well. I like the idea that even in the big cities there are these fae and fairies, and they clean up the streets. You leave sour milk out for them, and the trash fairies come and clean the streets.
Nice.
But yeah, so if that's all you've been happening, I guess we shall
Yes.
move on to the interesting.
I'm almost embarrassed that I do not have more to show for myself. But it has been it's been a month, hasn't it?
It has a few of them by now.
It's been a how many months have passed? It's been a sum of an 8 months. You know, it's 2020. We are 8 months into 2020.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, Max, what have
I have
you been up to?
reached the point of complete mundanity.
Does that mean
So
you'll go fast?
probably, yeah. I mean,
Thank God.
I had another office day this week. This time I had my bike prepped and actually went there by bike and came back and survived despite not having ridden it for almost a year. 3/4 year, I don't know, for quite October. I probably rode to the office the last time in October. I made it there. I made it back. I survived in this, even in the heat. So that was good. Otherwise, it's a release week, so work is work.
Oh, that's fun.
Media-wise, I started some stuff, so maybe there will be talking about that in the future. But besides that...
Did we finish anything this TV time? We finished season 1 of Harley Quinn this week. That's what
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Kite Man!
That's not my that's not our media, but I guess do you want to give a few thoughts about the first season? Because I know that we feel very mixed things.
I have mixed feelings about it. The show started, I absolutely loved the shit out of it. I mean, we mentioned it before on the AWKWARDCast, and I was like, oh, it's so great. And then I continued watching it, and I believe I identified what the problem was towards the end of the first season. It starts out with this completely wacky, over-the-top, hyper-violent, silly, casual villainy and whatnot, and kind of business villainy and all this
was
ridiculous.
Like if you mixed, stuff with The Office. Like it felt like a lot like The Office.
But with supervillains and everybody.
With supervillains.
Yeah, and everybody, including Batman himself, was a comic relief character. But then they went for serious emotional stuff towards the end of the season, and it's like the whiplash in tone didn't work really well in my...
I remember what I told you when we were watching it. I was like, wait, you know what this is, Max? And you're like...
Yes.
It's Torchwood syndrome, and Max's reaction was the best thing ever. It was a few seconds of silence, and then he was like, God damn it.
Another one.
That goddamn it that Max says, like, where you can tell that his head moved a bit, and it's just like...
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
I've never heard it put so succinctly, but I like Torchwood syndrome.
If you don't know what Torchwood syndrome is, it's when you have a show that's supposed to be fun, or gives you the veneer of fun, and then smacks you in the face with pain.
Yeah,
but it doesn't work.
Yeah, even though it's different, because in Torchwood it was just like really depressing pain, while in Harley Quinn it's just like, no guys, it's not working, it's really not working, the serious tone right now...
Guys, take us seriously, please.
Yeah, exactly, the serious tone right now while they are standing in a bloodbath of innocent guardsmen they just murdered, it doesn't really work, in a wacky and funny way, it doesn't really work, no.
I feel like BoJack Horseman succeeds much better in that field, where you can have a Mr. Peanut character.
Here's the thing, BoJack Horseman has proper dark humor. Harley Quinn has just this, whoa, look at how brutal we are, 90s, wow.
Well, here's the thing. I'll go quick.
Yeah.
One, BoJack Horseman works because there's characters that balance out each other. There is no such thing as a comic relief in a show where everyone is comic relief.
That's fair.
And there's no the closest straight man you get in Harley Quinn is Poison Ivy. But even then, if you've seen the ending of season 1 of Harley Quinn, you know what they think of her. But, like, the other thing is that I also think the show has star versus syndrome, in my opinion, because I like every character except for Harley Quinn. I hate the
she's the
iteration
worst.
of I hate the iteration they pick for her of her being like fucked up. And this isn't a spoiler. It's like the third episode they established is that she was fucked up from the start. And like they literally say that in the episode, like they have like a little kid Harley, and they state that she was stalking Frankie Muniz, and it's just like this totally takes away what made Harley interesting of her getting manipulated by Joker in the first place. But we're still gonna watch the show because again, I like a lot of stuff about it still.
The idea of Harley Quinn being able to be manipulated isn't something they needed to show us. We were able to suspend our disbelief and get this idea that this woman is human. She has flaws, and she can be slowly manipulated into this psychotic state.
Yeah, but in this show, she was a psycho from the beginning. That's the implication in the show.
Or at least had the tendencies of psychopathy or something like that. But you didn't need to show that, per se. That was, like, I feel like that's the writers really having to hold your hand and say, no, she's totally a psycho. And, you know, do you get it yet? She's kind of crazy.
I want to talk about Harley more thorough when we get through the second season, but I have opinions, but my body physically doesn't want me to give opinions.
Fair.
So what else in your mundanity did you do?
Did you get the post in this morning, Matt? How exciting was that?
What?
Did you get the post in this morning? How exciting was that?
It's Sunday, man. The mail doesn't come on Sundays.
Exactly.
But
well, you know what? I thought it was funny.
Well, you know, I'm glad you thought that.
Yeah,
but,
exactly. No, yeah, let's just move, because not much else. So, how about you, if there is anything?
Oh, I do have something. Fuck you, Enigma. Fuck you, and fuck Solar Flare. You people.
What?
Okay, let me explain. So I've gotten into live streaming. I mean, I tend to... You know, I do live stream quite a bit, and I took a break for a little while, and I've gotten back into it. And the thing is, I have a little donation ticker that says "Why not money?" because for everyone that knows, yes, you know, I am a wine drinking aunt of two.
Why do they have wine stoppers? What's the point?
No, you know.
Who needs them?
But the thing is, I made a joke during one stream. I think I was finishing Battle for Bikini Bottom or something, and I said, "Hey, if we get to this much in the bar, I'll play Sonic Adventure 2." I'm gonna get to
you
that.
Fool.
And you guess who donated that amount to get us to that bar? Enigma. And then I was like, funny, cool. You know what? If the whole bar gets filled, and keep in mind the bar's goal was like $100-something, and I'll play Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy.
It's a fun chunk of change.
Guess who donated more? Enigma.
Oh.
And I want to talk about both, and this will transition into the media. But first, Getting Over It with Bennett Foddy. I'm so sorry, Max. Just you know, I always thought when I would catch little bits of you and Denim streams of Getting Over, I was like, it can't be that hard. And I remember when our little British boy here played it for charity and threw up on stream. It can't be that hard.
My favorite moment.
It took me an hour and a half to get through that upwards tunnel that's near the beginning of it.
Oh yeah, the chimney.
I still haven't gotten over it.
Yeah.
I need to.
Yeah.
Me and Denim neither. We now have played 2 other games in the meantime.
I'm now at the part with the platform of boxes. Not the first one, the second one that's under that grate. Mm-hmm. And now I need to try to go up the stairs.
Oh, yeah.
I'm scared. But, like, just to say, my chat's a fucking bully. First of all, I'm going to express I'm super thankful for the stream audience I have. In all honesty, streaming has really taken off for me. I get an average of 35 to 40 viewers a stream.
More than the AWKWARDcast.
You should put Awkward on YouTube. I keep saying this.
Maybe one day I try. Maybe for the 150th episode.
What if this is the day? Hi, YouTube. How's it going?
No, we're not turning it. We're not turning the stream off just to get Restreamio so we can stream at the Twitch and YouTube.
I see.
No. The thing is, I'm very happy that I have the stream audience that I do. However, y'all are fucking bullies because I have a bit of a vocal tick. I have many vocal ticks. People who know me attest to it. I say weird words. I talk like an old lady, and I stutter. And I either stutter by saying fuck instead of or I say, but no or but yeah, no. Chris, our lovely aficionados Chris, pointed that out on stream. Guess what message I kept seeing throughout an hour through of the stream? Every person ended their message with, but no, but no. People were sending super chats, so they could put, but no, People donated through Streamlabs, writing, but no, Someone donated $50.
You know what the next level
ending
is?
Their sentence with, but no,
Someone would go through your entire collection of streams and record every moment you said but no and make a compilation video.
Here's the thing, I pay Wolfhead to make highlight reels. He would do that and I would have to pay him. But here's the thing.
You're trying very hard to not say it, aren't you?
No. It's like when someone says that you are now aware of your own breathing.
I know, right?
But no, it just...
Whoop, oh.
I was going to turn on the text-to-speech thing that you can get with donations. I am so glad I didn't that stream, because fuck you guys. And then, just to insult me more, is that we finished the game, and I was stating how hard it was, and then Solar Flare sent me a message on Steam that was just a screenshot with the achievement of gotten over it, the achievement you get at the end of the game.
He's very proud that he's beaten the game. I suppose you would be, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I would rather play Getting Over It for 7 hours straight than the game I'm going to talk about with my media today, which is the PC port of Sonic Adventure 2. Now let me say Sonic Adventure 2 is not a PC game. It was originally on the Dreamcast. And every subsequent port of this game has gotten more and more garbo. This is one of the worst games I've ever played.
Because of the port?
I don't know if it's because of the port. I don't know if it's because of the controls. Everything is bad. Because to play the game, you have 3 different types of games. You have the Sonic speed levels, you have Tails and the mech shooting things, and then you have treasure hunting with Knuckles. I haven't played the villain level yet, so I don't know what they do, but apparently they're just palette flips. Oh my god. The Tails levels were the best. Everything else sucked. I'd never want to play another Knuckles level in the rest of my life. We spent an hour trying to find damn crystals in the Knuckles level, and it was so fucking annoying.
Doesn't he have a tracker? He has a tracker, but it doesn't work.
He has a tracker, but it doesn't work. Let me tell you though, one of the worst things about this fucking game is the sound mixing.
Ooh, wait, let me turn the sound for the audience.
That's saying something coming from me. Because I said it on the show before, and my friends know, I have a weird ability to parse out audio. If there's like a bunch of audios playing at once, I can hear the little things in between. So I could play 3 YouTube videos at once and retain the information from each one. Max has seen me listen to 3 audios at once through my headphones and fear me.
You have a brain filter.
I have a brain filter. Here's the thing. When your sound mixing is music, overly loud sound effects, character dialogue, and then I have to put gameplay in front of it where I have to focus on the gameplay, that's when the diamond is too much, especially since they think it's smart to have cutscenes where the background music has lyrics.
Oh my gosh. Oh no, you're right. I remember watching Game Grumps go. Yes, I remember now.
But that's the thing. It's like, oh, there's a Knuckles level that has water, and it has a dripping sound effect that made me want to Sabuku. Like, it just, But
Let
this
me
game
see if I can find it.
showed a part. This game it's later on. This game showed a part of me that people fear, and that's the stubborn Italian side of me. I think you would see by the timestamp of that playthrough. I usually stream for 2 hours. That stream is 4.5 hours long. I
That's no water.
was stuck on a Tails level, which was the level before this, that I kept dying, and I refused to quit. Chris, because I'm using Chris's copy of the game. We use the family sharing thing on Steam. He threatened to turn on the game on his computer to get me to stop playing, and I refused. And I think I played through the Tails level like 10 times. And it's not because I'm bad at video games. I mean, I'm bad. I start every game night where it's game night the night we play games, whether good or not is up to you. But this is just a bad game. There's a line where you can tell when a game is bad and when you're bad. And we didn't cross the line into I'm just bad. But I'm gonna play more of it. I'm gonna complete this fucking game because I had someone in the chat being like, I have to leave. I can only deal with so much shitting on Sonic so much. I don't mean to shit on Sonic. I like Sonic. I like a lot of the Sonic shows. Sonic Mania is a great game. The original Sonic games are fun. That doesn't mean that they didn't have shitty games. Yeah. Mario has shitty games and everyone loves Mario. It's just like, shit, it doesn't matter who it is.
I think with Sonic, there's a lot of blatant, embarrassing stuff about it, where you're just like, really? This got passed? This got sent through? People looked at that and thought, hey, that's cool?
I mean, one of the biggest problems is fucking... let me tell you, do you see how slow I'm moving in this game? Yeah. What's the point of playing Sonic the Hedgehog? It's to be fast.
Yeah.
Fast.
And out of the entire 4.5 hours I played, I think I played Sonic like 3 times. The Knuckles and Tails levels are so damn long compared to Sonic's that it's insulting. Yeah. If you want a good game, play Sonic Mania. It's also on Steam.
Sonic Mania is on Steam.
Don't play this unless your fucking stream audience gives you money to play it.
Which they did.
Yes, they did, and I'm going to respect my wishes because Chrissy ain't a liar. But yeah, so that's my media. Do you think your Twitch would get banned if someone threw up on screen?
As long as you don't turn it into a fetish thing, I mean that's the most problematic thing. They kind of came back on the entire feet on stream thing by being like, hey, bare feet are fine as long as they're not sexualized. So, but
I was able to run into the bathroom, but there was an audible upchuck.
Well, that's a good thing to know. But I'm done with my media. I tried to go as fast as possible. I'm the standard.
Yeah.
Who wants to go next?
Let's have our guest talk a little bit about.
So potentially a game that could either be easier or more difficult than Bennett Foddy's Getting Over It, depending on your tolerance for pain and your ability to improve. One of the major cultural things that I got into and really suckered into during lockdown was Dark Souls, particularly Dark Souls Remastered. Now, I have a fun history with this, and I'll be very quick so I do speed through stuff. I originally got Dark Souls free, never played a Dark Souls game before, and wasn't told that you were meant to have a controller, because the PC port is absolutely so cruel, because they don't map the controls to the PC. So, it's one thing to try and play Dark Souls, it's another thing if you're brand new, and it's another thing if you have no idea what the buttons do. So that was, I spent most of my time trying to get through character creation, and I said, damn, this game really is tough. So I refunded it, and that was the end of that. Oh, so you thought, because then New Year's came around, New Year's of 2020, back when we all had a bit of optimism, and I was off to go and see a certain Irishman in Dublin. I forget his name, but he recently got a copy of Dark Souls Remastered, and I sat down and I watched him play it, and I thought, hey, this game actually looks pretty good once you're past the main menu. And I went as far deep into it, and I got suckered in, and I was like, all right, fine, I have to get this game for myself. I'll just play it for a little bit, and then I'll get some work done. And is it August already? And that pretty much summarizes my entire time. It is a engrossing game. I can't imagine the last time I actually played a game where I sat down, or I woke up, I sat down to play the game, and then I had to stand up and go to bed because I'd spent literally the entire day seated playing a video game. It is truly an engrossing experience. The level design is immaculate in some places and trollish in other places. I'd heard all these tales. Oh, the lore is amazing. Oh, the level design is inspirational, and the true beauty of it is just the interconnectivity. Like, if you see something in the distance, you've heard before, if you see something in the distance, you can go and see it, but actually going to the route with no loading screens, they have mapped out the entire area. Go on, AMY, what do you want to say?
Oh, no. You keep talking.
All right. The one thing I'd recommend to anyone who wants to get into Dark Souls, have the wiki next to you, watch the guide. It's not cheap, it's not, like, do what you need to have fun. I actually wrote an entire thesis paper at university on why game difficulty should have more options for people either with disabilities or just people who want to see more things out of their game other than wanting to be brutally punished. Dark Souls is one of those exception cases where I would recommend people to go through that punishment as the game is teaching you to learn and overcome the disparity. But I would most certainly recommend having the wiki open in case you need to Google something, especially when building your character. Because if you build it wrong, or if you have certain too many points in a thing that you think might be important, but actually just isn't, then you can really screw yourself over in a game that is certainly not kind in rewarding you for screwing yourself over.
Lovely. But yeah.
I think
Turn on my light, it's getting darker.
that's probably it's the effect of Dark Souls.
So, any people you would recommend it to or would recommend not to?
People I wouldn't recommend it to.
People who want to have free time.
Correct. I sunk an easy 50 hours into Dark Souls Remastered. I think if you had even the faintest enjoyment of Bennett Foddy's getting over it, like getting to a certain point or getting over a specific obstacle and feeling that sense of satisfaction of improvement in your own abilities, Dark Souls takes that idea and polishes it to a mirror shine. It's so satisfying to overcome a challenge that took you like 30 minutes of research and like...
But I have...
It just feels like when Rocky Balboa wins at the end of Rocky and he's bleeding from his eyes.
I can change, and you can change.
Yeah, but I have the feeling that it's probably not a fair comparison. I would say I have somebody who hasn't touched Dark Souls myself yet, but from what I have heard is that, yeah, as you said, this is a game where you can get good and stuff. While, okay, admittedly, you can probably say that you can get good at Bennett Foddy as well, because there are people who speedrun it in under 2 minutes. I still have the feeling that with Bennett Foddy, it's this one skill, this hammering your way up, which is like very limited in its applicability. Rhythm. Is it rhythm, really?
A lot of it is all rhythm, especially when you do the vertical climbs. It's just all trying to just get it at the correct time. It's all rhythm and timing. It's the rhythm of the rhyme, man. I'm dying. But like, that's all that it is. Dark Souls is just pain.
Well, I actually would say that Dark Souls is much like a rhythm as well. The rhythm of battle. Once you feel
enemies,
Once you,
I want to see someone play Dark Souls with a DDR board. Like,
it's been done, I'm sure.
Pretty sure.
But once you find a weapon that you like, say you're going for a dexterity build and you find this one scimitar, and you've used it for a while, and you really get a feeling of how long it takes to wind up that attack, and then how much time you have to dodge roll from that enemy, and like once you start understanding the dance of Dark Souls, yeah, it's been done. I think stuff like this, if anything, it just throws away the naysayers of, oh, this game is impossible and I'll never get there. But truly, the intro to Dark Souls Remastered is a lot more forgiving than a lot of people give it credit for. The tutorial level of Dark Souls, the Undead Asylum, going back, is probably one of the best tutorial levels I've seen in a video game.
I'm sorry, I'm way too fascinated by this little Asian girl or whatever doing
She
this.
isn't even Asian. She looks Caucasian, so
She
has very dark hair. I will link it down below, obviously.
The people who are like, get good Lamau, and you're just not man enough to play this game, they can bugger right off. This game, like, that's very much the vocal minority versus the silent majority of people who really just want to help you get through the game, and also to help you experience it's hard to put into words. It's just very, very satisfying.
Fuck you, Enigma. You can't pay me enough money. I have to come up with an unreasonable amount of money to pay so I don't have to play Dark Souls on stream. No, I have to think of
It's so hard to find words to convince.
Your disposable income can only go so far. Max, no, I know that you have more money than you could deal with too. Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
I feel like Max would enjoy Dark Souls because it's all very logic oriented in the sense that if you make a mistake, chances are it's because you did mess up. You know, the game does have trollish moments where it think, oh, come on, like that was ridiculous. How was I even meant to know? But until you give up, you haven't failed once.
Fair. Maybe one day.
I'd recommend Dark Souls Remastered on PC because the remastered version of Dark Souls 1 actually has PC mappings for the controls. Sorry.
I mean, knowing Max, he'd probably play it with a controller if he wanted to.
But
I haven't played with a controller, but I've heard that it is the one recommended way of playing it.
their name is already...
I'm getting hooked. I will blame you. Then blame me all you wish.
Do we get a
You
ninja?
cannot kill.
Do we get a ninja fight?
Yes.
So could we...
Yes.
So, with Dark Souls, what is your media
My-
that you totally were prepped for since the beginning, Max?
Exactly. My media, I pretty sure I did not talk about it back in the day, is a story from Brandon Sanderson, kind of a renowned author. Also, you can step out a moment if you need to, Key. While I'm monologuing.
Okay. I'm just rocking back and forth.
Okay. Your facial expression could have
If
fooled
I
me.
leave, I'll leave. Don't
Fair.
worry about it.
Okay.
You're my get out of jail free card when you talk, dear.
Exactly.
I kind of like the idea of just both of us leave and Amos just talking to himself.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Anyway,
Skyward.
I have this book.
Yes, Skyward. So, I stumbled across it because Audible original recommendation, whatever. This was in the beginning when I was still like, hey, finding fun stuff. And absolutely fell in love with it very quickly. How did he switch places?
I'm above you now.
How?
I don't know.
How did turning the camera off switch? I will not leave it for now. I will leave it for now and accept it.
Power. It would be great if you had an umbrella and I just decided to bomb but
yeah.
No, so yeah, Skyward.
Yes. So I came across it by lucky coincidence. Since then, fan of the author in general. I went back and picked up one of his earlier series, which actually is finished, unlike the Skyward trilogy, probably.
What was his first series for people who...
I'm back, sorry. I had dinner delivered, so...
Fair. Now, will you guys switch back when you turn on the camera, or will you stay forever in the right corner? That's the big question.
I can't... Oh. As that buggered it off, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay,
but
just let's see what happens.
Let's end the meme.
Yep, it switched back. Oh, he has a face.
I do have a face. It
You
wasn't
do.
stolen.
And with our
And I've got bigger.
kind of similar beard, our brotherly similarities come through once
Resemblance
again.
works.
Yeah, resemblance.
Well,
Yeah, but
You say that, Max. I've picked up a bad habit of just randomly like trimming, like that. So it's really scraggly.
I don't like the energy that comes with someone just casually chopping their.
I just fidget with things, okay? And someone left scissors in my room.
Some people. That's not an excuse.
I can relate. So as I was saying about
So Skyward, sell it to me.
Skyward. Also, his first big book. He has a long-going, very acclaimed series. It's fantasy, funny enough, while this one is sci-fi, very, very clear sci-fi. So let's focus on this one because I have the feeling I will keep talking about will talk again about Brandon Sanderson in the future. This series, for so far, I can full-heartedly recommend, while his other one, the one that I finished already, which is not his magnum opus, the Reckoner trilogy. The Reckoner's a little bit, I would say, weaker. It is not as strong as Skyward. It has, especially, this is a fun thing that I realized after re-listening to this one, the protagonist in this one is gold. Spencer, which is a girl on the cover, is the protagonist, and she actually evolves. She goes through a lot of true character development that sticks throughout the first book. The second book starts where the first book ended and still continues, and you still see her original character in there as well. So she has a little bit of a tough childhood, and in addition to that, she is also very short. So she has a lot to compensate for.
She's Napoleon complex.
Oh, she has a complete complex, which gives her, because this seems to be, I can only guess because I only know 2 of the works from Brandon Sanderson so far. I really need to buy the next one and start listening to it. He seems to have a thing to give his protagonists weird character quirks, like some eccentric shenanigans they keep doing. And in the case of Spencer, it is that she basically keeps cursing like a barbarian. It is like, I will have my revenge on you and laugh and defeat you and laugh at your rotting corpse. And everybody around her is like, the fuck is wrong with you? And this is a beautiful thing that people react to it appropriately. In his other book, in the Reckoners trilogy, the protagonist has the quirk that he says sayings wrong, and at the end of the day, his love interest is starting to fall in love with him for having this stupid quirk, and he never gets over it. He keeps it all the way through the series, and it's like Spencer grows out of it.
I know people, including myself, who love other people for dumber reasons. So it's not completely unrealistic.
It really
it's not
is
completely unrealistic.
She is. But yeah, so the story is the following: she is a human living underground in a cave system on a planet known as Tridus or something. A little bit
nice
of
makeup for someone who lives in a cave.
I know, right?
It's like Ben Shapiro.
I believe she doesn't even have. I believe it's actually established that she has shorter hair, so there's a little bit of artistic liberty going into this to begin with.
When the commissioner doesn't look at their reference pic.
Exactly. So a little bit of Gurren Lagann vibes, at least in the setup, like humans living underground because there are aliens in the sky who keep bombarding them if they come out. However, the book starts with the humans managing to have one great victory over the aliens that keep coming from the sky and establishing basically an Air Force base. And from this Air Force base, we cut forward. Spencer then wants to become a pilot. However, at this great victory, her father apparently turned coward and fled the scene, and therefore she got branded a daughter of a coward, which basically overshadowed her entire childhood because she got teased for it, she got ostracized for it, and
I wonder why so many like book
detritus.
series and media like have that idea that the sins of the father must always affect the sins of the child.
It's funny enough that
that's a classic thing. I'll talk about it later.
I mean, it's actually human behavior.
Classic.
It's human behavior because blaming and stuff. And also, fun fact, there's more to it, but I can't tell because spoilers.
On the surface, this is actually a pretty normal thing. I mean, I'm sure that there's people in the extended Trump family who are perfectly fine people, but because they have that last name, you're going to look at them and be like, you're evil.
But yeah.
Hello, Odie. Sorry.
So yeah, so we are following her, and she's so it's a little bit of a coming to age story too. Because she's 17 at the beginning of the main story, I believe, and it's her struggle to get as with this baggage, with basically being also not wanted by the higher ups in the military, and it's basically a military-run society. It's her uphill battle fighting against the military to become a pilot, which is like her life dream. And shenanigans ensue. However, I can just highly recommend it because, first of all, great characters. I love the characters. A well enough setting. So the setting is relatively simple. Like, they are underground, they don't know really what's going on, they have been there for generations, the aliens keep them down, they fight back. They literally call themselves, what do they call themselves?
What?
I don't know, person who's listened to this book.
Not the resistance,
totally.
The underground, the mole men, the Australians.
The Defiant.
Defiance.
So they call themselves the Defiant, so the humans. Their faction is the Defiant because they defy those aliens that keep them...
Oh my god, Furious Gamer is right. It does sound like the second Lego movie.
The second Lego movie? Let me think about it. Oh my god, which makes it even worse because Denim discovered actually a parallel between the second Lego movie and the second book of this trilogy, but not saying it.
You mean to tell me that this book ripped off Lego?
I'm not sure. It might be.
I mean, wouldn't you rip off Phil Lord and Chris Miller?
I would. It was a very good movie.
True.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Phil Lord and Chris Miller rip off themselves because they just take jokes from Clone High and put them in their movies. So.
But yeah, so to wrap this up, so sci-fi, it keeps the idea simple enough while brilliantly throwing in little tidbits that do not become relevant until the second book. So it's also the kind of thing the author actually knows what he's doing. He has a plan for his entire series, and he doesn't do a one-shot and then put the sequel on top of it. That is a thumbs up, definitely.
That should not
it's
be a
thumbs
up thing. That should be a standard.
It should be.
Yeah.
I mean,
I agree.
It depends on if you really just write a story and then have an idea for a sequel, then you have a hard time planting seeds in the first one. Also, there is a Martin writing style where he is like he has a certain idea, but he still lets the story evolve automatically on the way to his final goal. Yeah. But yeah, then great humor. This story constantly, even on second listen through, makes me laugh a lot because it has funny characters.
Is it voice acted or is there a narrator?
It's a narrator.
It's an audiobook.
Yeah, it's the way it's a book. You can also have the book, but I listened to the Audible version, which has a great narrator, single voice actress.
It's a Thornquill book, like it's
Yes, but she really does a fantastic job. So whenever she talks, you know exactly which character it is because she has, especially for the recurring cast, so distinct speaking and voice patterns that you are like, even before the obvious line comes with said Kuna, you are already like a character. I heard a voice behind me. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, it's this character. I recognize the voice. So great job on that end. I really, if you are into sci-fi, are not afraid of a female protagonist. Ironically, here's a fun.
Lost me.
Another.
Lost me. How dare you?
Another fun thing. I dare to say that Brandon is better in writing females than males, because in the other book he has a male protagonist and a female supportive character, and I would say the male guy has no proper progression through the entire 3 books. He doesn't evolve as a character.
That's what makes male literary characters so great, for they are man. They have muscle and penis. They don't have time for character.
He doesn't even have
muscle.
muscle.
He needs to go into penis.
He doesn't even have muscle.
Yes.
He doesn't even have muscle.
Well, I mean, everyone has muscle.
Everyone has muscle in brain.
Literally no.
Everyone
literally
has
no
muscle
muscle
in brain
at all.
and epidermis.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a wholehearted recommendation from me. It's a very polished, thought through, advanced work. I would, if you ask me, like recommend, like if I want to get you in Brandon Sanderson, I would say yes. Skyward is a fantastic start, unlike The Reckoners, which has an interesting idea. It's the one about evil superheroes, or super villains actually, because there literally are no heroes.
Oh, yeah,
Who would you
told me about
have
this one.
be the...
Yeah, but the writing in this one is top notch. I love it. I can't wait for the 3rd part to finally come out.
ANY, here's the golden
Yes.
question
Yes.
with audiobooks, and sorry, Keith, cutting you off. You could either love it as its own niche thing, or you could potentially see it go on to have a live action series and to have it get super popular long enough for it to become terrible again.
Mm-hmm.
So which would you prefer? For other people to find out through a popular live action version, or for the books to continue as sort of a lesser known but still very well crafted medium?
Are you asking if he would want an adaptation of it that's not the book?
Yes, pretty much. But the idea of the trade off of getting would you like a live action version?
Yeah.
But it would be less good than the books, and people would know it through that instead of the books.
Here's the thing, I have the feeling that it's simple enough and it's an ongoing story, like so that it wouldn't suffer the Witcher adaptation, for example, which is visually very strong. If the contact lens is not off in a close-up. This one.
Don't remind me. Don't. That is your most standout thing in an episode that says that you did something wrong.
But yeah, I could imagine that they could pull off a neat live action adaptation of it, because especially the first book is simple enough. The story is very straightforward. I mean, at the end of the day, it still obviously comes down to how well it's done. You say obviously it's a little bit below it because adaptation is rarely able to overshine its source material truly. No, but I could see this being adapted into a live action adaptation, and it seems likable enough. It becomes a little bit second book. What can I say without spoiling? Let's just say
nothing. You can say nothing. I'm on the second book right now.
I just wanted to say something that's actually not any. It's more a spoiler about the first book.
Were you going to say an "I love you 3000"? Something that you won't get until you see it?
No, it's just like, I mean, it's not really that surprise. In the second book, we get to see aliens. The first book we don't. Yeah, exactly. So in the first book, we don't actually really don't get to see the aliens, only the spaceships. In the second book, we get to see aliens, and here's the thing, like. So the first book comes without too much CGI and special effects. You have dogfights in the air, which can look good in CGI and whatnot, but aliens could make or break it. Let's put it like that.
Well, they need to have like a Mandalorian Picard.
Oh, yeah. if
that'd be great.
if we are getting
So that's your constituent. It needs to have the budget of Picard or Mandalorian.
Yeah.
There you go. Or animated.
adapt.
Like,
Animated always works, but adapt the first book. If it adapt the first book, if it performs well, get the budget for what you need to have the second book also be doing well. That's my stipulation there.
Yeah.
Okay, enough media.
So I also just want to say, to make Denim feel less bad that she forgot how to drink. At 4 a.m. this morning, I woke up to take a drink of water, and I coughed so hard the entire drink of water went on the carpet.
Oops.
You're not the only one who forgets how to drink.
Yeah,
Don't feel alone.
I can feel the issue.
But yeah, anyways, I want to start because there's one question from the Discord that I really like.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, there was just a lot of noise. I didn't know if I was allowed to go.
No, sorry, go.
From competitive Duolingo gamer. If you could be a bender like an avatar of any element in the periodic table, which one would it be and why? And I really like this because I like science. And
I need to quickly Google the periodic table.
Well, it's fascinating because there's... Technically, you wouldn't be able to be a waterbender because water in and of itself is a compound of two different elements.
Yeah.
It's hydrogen and oxygen. It's H2O. So, and the classifications of the periodic table are essentially just air and metal, because you have alkali metal, earth, basic metal, halogen, noble gas, non-metal, rare earth, semi-metal, and transition metal. So you would essentially be, if you went by Korra logic, a metal bender, a normal earth bender, or an air bender with the possibility of doing fire bending depending on which gas you pick. Which is, I like this idea, because you have to strategize with what you can bend.
Yes.
So, with that, I'm not going to go first.
Okay.
I just explained.
There's not enough things, like, it'd be quite easy to say gold and say, oh, I'd steal things, but there's not enough things that are comprised solely of gold. It's a mixture.
You would just be an alchemist at that point, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You could probably mess around with hydrogen. Heck, the hydrogen bomb is probably the most destructive force on the planet.
Well, the thing is, hydrogen's also super flammable, so you could essentially become an airbender by just taking... And hydrogen is the baseline of most compounds. You could take the hydrogen out of water.
I think picking hydrogen would make you Mustang from the Full Metal Alchemist, so I'd probably go hydrogen.
Mm-hmm.
All
Okay,
right,
there goes...
So I can't pick hydrogen
Me
now.
neither.
That's why I wanted to go first.
Yeah, me neither. I was tempted to go with hydrogen too, because I am a simple man, and what's simpler than hydrogen?
Sip. There's oxygen.
Oh yeah, and water is made out of more oxygen than it is hydrogen because it's H2O.
Also, just saying no, you don't get to breathe now. That's my breathe, not yours.
That's just from Korra. They did.
Yeah.
Did they do that to the Earth Queen?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, I have an alternative answer.
Okay.
Just going one up in the table to good old helium. And my
It's not one up in the table.
It is.
Helium is 2.
Yes.
Oxygen is 8.
But
Unless you're going by the
hydrogen,
actual visual table.
I
not
was
the
still
atomic
I was
number.
still by hydrogen, because he picked hydrogen, right?
Mine was hydrogen.
Yeah,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah, but
and
on
I'm
the
going.
periodic table, helium is just on the right of
I know.
hydrogen. It's not
I know.
above it.
But it's 1 and 1 up is 2.
Hey Jimmy, what was your favorite episode of
Yes,
AWKWARDCast?
it's
I like
one.
the part where they argued about periodic elements.
Exactly,
For a long
and
I
time.
like that one too.
It's one more. What is it even? Electron or the numbers?
I mean, atomic number.
Yes.
Atomic number would be. Is it electron fields or is it the amount
It's
of
something
neutrons?
divided into
Yes,
a lot.
but yeah,
Yeah.
hydrogen has 1, helium has 2.
Sorry,
And-
I was thinking about the physical board. Go on.
Yeah.
It's not even physical.
You're not looking.
Visual.
Yeah.
Shut up! There is a barf bucket next to me. You have no right to hurt me.
Anyways, I go just one up, still keeping it simple so that even I can comprehend it, because God knows I could not go for one of the really
Protons,
complex
thank you,
ones. Yes, I could not go for one of the really complicated ones further down the table. No, but helium, I can make my enemies shock them with embarrassment. I will just make all their voices go funny.
You pretending to have a high voice is so much funnier than you having just a high voice.
Really?
He already has a high voice.
Shut up! I don't want to hear about my high-pitched voice.
Your high-pitched, slightly French-sounding German accent, Mr. West.
I am a very testosterone-loaded manly man. This is my natural speaking voice. You can call me Star-Lord.
You could, if you chose silicon, you could be a boob bender.
No.
Great power. You just go down to LA and you're like, boom, and like.
Yeah, but you see, it's very local. In LA, you have a superpower and can have tidal waves around you. But if
that
you
would
are,
be the best way if you were like a bachelor or someone, and you walk into a party. It's like, who do I flirt with that has the real thing? And then you just go like, and then suddenly there's one woman in the corner screaming. It's like, okay, my options are open.
I would just play pranks like someone's having an interview or an opinion piece and they would just be like video game jiggle physics.
Oh,
it would be Dead or Alive beach volleyball.
Yeah. They'd be doing like the hello my honey, hello my baby, hello my ragtime doll.
That sounds so painful.
Or maybe less painful. Just do the Jurassic Park ripple effect on it, like constantly. That.
It's like just getting a cell phone call.
It can sense movement. No, okay, my turn. So, I mean, I could go with the embarrassment option and pick sulfur, because I would be a spellbender at that point. But I don't want to pick that. I think I'm going to go for one of the noble gases and maybe do, maybe neon or argon, because then I could be a light bender. Well, because I could be, I mean, you're close to it. If I could instill the heat that comes from that element and make light, I could blind all my enemies. But I feel like that could actually be a here comes Chrissy with the boring answer that actually has logic behind it. I'm sorry, it's not as good as boob.
Who invited Vsauce?
Hey, Vsauce.
Hey.
I need to grow a beard and shave my head. But no, I think I'll go with neon. I'm surprised none of us went with Krypton just because of the cool name, but...
Great, I can take out one person named Clark. That's hardly a useful power.
No, you could take out two people, because isn't there also Kara?
That's true.
I
imagine being...
What about General Zord?
Being a neon bender with the power of Razer keyboards.
The worst part is I have an RGB keyboard.
Could you use kryptonite bending to basically use it like blood bending on Lex Luthor, because he has too much kryptonite in his bloodstream by now?
Yeah.
That's actually...
Dance for me, Lex.
You would control the Legion of Doom if you went by that logic. Like, it's like if you press this button, it blows up Bane's house. I don't want to do that. I don't want to piss off Bane. But no, I guess Twitter question if you have.
Next question.
Here we have one to go savage. So, Jessica McCartney asked, do you agree that Spider-Man is the best superhero?
No.
I think he's fine. I like Spider-Man.
And I mean, especially Tom Holland's Spider-Man is an absolute
has
treasure.
Some of the most interesting character arcs written, but that doesn't make him the best hero.
So who would be the best hero?
I'm a Batman guy.
Batman is good.
Batman all the way.
Are you talking about skill sets, or are you talking about character?
The question is
Because
open in
if you're
that
going to
regard.
go by skill sets, I would still say my favorite hero, which is Zatanna. I think she is one of the most powerful characters in the DC universe. If you go by character, I would say Plastic Man is actually one of the most interesting characters. Before you laugh.
But best, not interesting.
No, a lot of people, yeah.
Plastic Man is interesting, being a character that was who was a petty thief, a villain, worked as a henchman for Kite Man, went through a similar thing with the Joker, falling into a vat of acid, but actually is actively reforming himself, and depending on which iteration of Plastic Man you follow, is actually still on parole. So I think he's a more interesting character than Spider-Man. And also I like the Mr. Fantastic stretchy powers.
If you're willing to, if we're going with the idea of best character sort of things, my off-ball option for that is Booster Gold. I really, really like Booster Gold. Are you familiar with Booster Gold? Yes.
He's not even super. He's just a bloke who happens to have...
So is Batman.
That's
Batman's
the point.
Just a rich kid.
Booster Gold is such a great character because his whole thing was like cheating to become a superhero effectively, but then he goes through this amazing character arc of realizing the true nature of heroics, and he eventually comes to the point where he's completely fine that nobody knows who he is because he's a time traveler and he goes through time solving. Gosh, I love Booster Gold. There's such a great character
What about
progression.
You, Max?
I have actually no good answer, so I say Rocket Raccoon.
Rocket Raccoon is cool though.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
Honestly, all three of our choices when it comes to character follows a very similar pathline of they are characters
lawful
that
good.
grew as people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
He's genius level intelligence, he's agile,
he has that dude's arm.
He has this dude's arm, it's very true. Okay, the Discords.
Discord questions. There wasn't a lot of Discord questions recently. Wooshi, long-time watcher, first-time asker, asks, are there any monster movies or shark movies that you've seen? And if you had to pick the worst, what would it be and why? I think all of us have seen movies. Me and Max actually went to see a shark movie in theaters that we left the theater going, that was a film.
It was.
We had more entertainment value when Max killing the wasp outside of the Indian restaurant we ate afterwards at.
It had Jason Statham, right? It had Jason Statham? Or did it have The Rock? Or
no, it
only Jason.
Meg. It had
I don't think I...
Yeah, no, the Meg had Jason Statham, and like a bunch of other people. Then it had but if Jason Statham was their big person. It was obviously a movie that was funded by China because most of it took place in like Thailand or something.
I genuinely don't think I've seen I know there's almost a subgenre of bad monster movies, but I don't think I've ever actually seen one all the way through.
I mean, do we count Supernatural and Eldritch as monster movies? Because if we went by that, then that Nicolas Cage movie you and Denim watched could probably count as one of them. The Unknown Color.
Oh, is that out? Is that out now? That's some H.P. Lovecraft stuff.
Yeah, it is, but it's...
How bad is it?
It's not good, no.
No, if I have to go with a bad monster movie, because I've watched a lot of bad horror flicks, man, because I love horror movies, but the problem about liking horror movies is that you see a lot of shit. The thing is, a lot of the bad ones are actually funny, so I guess you can go with some of the old alien monster movies, because like the Planet 8 from Outer Space, Help, Will Robinson, kind of, the Ed Wood era of movies.
But they're quite charming.
They're charming in their badness, that's the thing. Okay, you know what? If we're gonna go with fucking shark movies, the third Jaws is just legitimately a terrible movie.
It's fun to pick on, isn't it?
Yeah, but most horror movies have a charm to them if they're bad, because they're just they're trying their best, but it's like that one toddler outside of Schillerberger who was trying to go down the stairs and then fell flat on his face. You know, they try to exist properly, it just doesn't work. And then you blame the tall German guy for pushing it.
I had one a moment ago, now it's gone again.
What about you, Robert? Do you have anything that you can say is like funny bad or?
Oh, funny bad, yeah.
We're gonna add that stipulation because that I can't actually help.
To a monster movie or a horror film.
Monster movie, shark movie. Oh god, I forgot about those piranha movies. Those.
Oh, that was actually the one I had in mind because I watched Piranha 3D. Where the piranha bites off the guy's dick and then burps it into the camera as a 3D effect.
Well, the funny bad, have you guys seen Velocipaster?
No, I still haven't. I heard about it. It looks amazingly horrific.
That'd be mine. Just get...
yeah. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna ask Max to get the picture of the poster because that just says it all.
What was it? Velocipaster?
Velocipaster or something like that.
Velocipaster. Velocipriest is probably the prequel.
Velocipaster. There. Yep.
That's not even a monster movie. That's just a tax fraud movie. It's just a giant court drama because if it's a priest, then it's the Catholic Church's problem.
There we go.
Piranaconda. Oh, God, these fucking movies.
It's kind of cheesy, but it's great. Eight-Legged Freaks is a fun film.
Oh, that one I have seen, yeah.
Do you know that Tommy Wiseau is making a shark movie?
Excellent.
I need it. But no, I guess there's our answer, Squishy. So, Twitter.
I get that there's a Velociraptor, but why are there ninjas as well?
Why wouldn't there be ninjas?
Huh. Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Don't ask questions that you're not prepared for the answers.
I mean, I guess I can get the answer by watching it.
The Tommy Wiseau shark movie is called Big Shark.
do.
So,
next question?
Yeah, next question from J-Rock is very similar. He's just asking about guilty pleasure movies. So let's rather go with Brandon Croker, who asks a favorite random saying you find yourself using in your everyday life or often hear in your everyday life.
You guys go first, because I need to step away for a second.
Yep.
It's more of an inside thing, but I blame Luximus. Yoy. Just going, yoy.
Yoy?
It doesn't really have a definition, just a signifying of goodness. Just yoy. As well as yeet, and that's completely... Oh, Chadley, that's it. I blame Emerald Comet 100% for the word Chadley.
So basically from Chad, when a Chad does something, it's very Chadly?
It's pretty Chadly. That is of what a Chad would do. I hung out with him too much, and now I can't stop saying Chadley.
What about you, Max? I mean, you say I a lot, and I've taken that.
It's true.
Yeah, I've taken that.
Then there's a great dialogue. So question gets asked. What do we want to watch on television? Good question. That's why I thought so. That's why I asked. No, I thought so, or something like this.
Fuck that! I hate it when you do.
The reaffirmation that you had a good idea.
Who else am I talking to?
Yeah, but no. Wait, oh no, I
did it! We win!
Hey, everybody!
Hi, YouTube!
Everybody go into Super Chat! Hey!
But mine is like I said, I talk like an old lady, so I tend to go. My most common words that I use that I never hear anyone else in my life use is. I had to explain to someone what the word bupkis means recently. Is that not a widely known word?
I know it.
I know of it. I can't remember the last time it was used in my life.
Well, I mean, I use the word bupkis a lot, and then I also say woof when there's an oof moment. You know, I mean, it is like oof, just with a W.
Woof.
And the thing I use a lot is I describe something as rigmarole.
Yes.
Like, you know, this whole rigmarole. Oh yeah, no. But you know, I talk like an old lady. I use a lot of words. I have called people schmucks many times in my life, or putzes. I've called Max all of those things.
Probably.
So, well, behind your back, I call you an asshole to your face.
Rightfully so.
But you know, that's what I. Yeah, it means zilch. Bupkis means zilch. Nada. Comprende?
I'm
Buddy,
sorry, I don't speak Italian.
But yeah, I exhausted the Twitter for today, so all
right,
up
well,
to you and the Discord.
We don't have a lot left. We don't have a lot left in Discord, so. This is a collab question by Duolingo Gamer and Chronic Lurker. You've ever dealt with the concept of paralyzing freedom, in which you can't do anything that you feel like doing, but you don't feel like doing anything, and then added to it, what's the worst case of decision paralysis you've ever had? That is a time where you were too overwhelmed by choices, not necessarily in regards to how to spend your time. I feel that every time I log on to a streaming service, there's too much.
Good point.
When I finished university, there was an immediate sense of what do I do now?
What road do I take?
You know, I mean, your brain gets into, especially when you've been working on one thing for a long time, your brain gets into a very tunnel-visioned state where you think, okay, I'll just put that on the back burner. Like I'll save that until I'm finished with this, and I'll save that until I'm finished with this, and maybe that as well. And then when you finish the thing that was quote unquote blocking all of these other things, suddenly you're directionless. You have no idea what to do with yourself. For me, Steam is, I'll go on Steam and think, I want to play a video game. And I spend like 15 minutes looking at all of my games and thinking, I have nothing to play.
Yep, knowing that too. I mean, I read or listened to the book, The Paradox of Choice. It's basically about, too much choice. There's a smooth spot where having a little bit of choice is actually making your life better. And then everything beyond it actually makes your life more stressful.
There's a plateau that you reach.
Yeah, especially if you are an optimizer. If you're an optimizer, you have lost nowadays.
Oh gosh, making D&D characters?
Have you ever seen that one unfaithful boyfriend meme where it's like the artist is the unfaithful boyfriend and the girl that he's looking at is piece of work, and then the girlfriend is like unfinished works in progresses? That's me. I have so much trouble sometimes just sitting down and picking, okay, which project do I work on today? There have been multiple times that it kind of just ends with me lying down in bed for a nap. Like, too much choice, too much things. But it's very easy to get overwhelmed these days.
I dare to say, I guess I have it really the most when it comes to how to spend free time. In work, I have my tickets that I have to work through. That is set up in my favor. And is there much beyond spending your free time at work nowadays? I mean, I guess the question eating, but usually I get this resolved relatively quickly, because if you can't, you will just die of hunger.
It's not like you're fucking Mr. Marvel's Jenna's dog who will starve themselves to death.
Exactly.
Unless their food is slopped on the floor. Yeah. So it's like, but when it comes to your free time, it's like you can play a game, you can watch something, you can draw. It's like, what do you do?
What do you do?
And the funny thing about mental illness is no matter what you choose, you will hate it.
Yeah.
You could be spending time better. Come on.
You know that Marge Simpson thing of kids, can you lighten up? Like, that was...
It's true, but you shouldn't say it.
Jesus Christ. Next question, I guess.
Yes.
Jesus. let's see. I only have energy for a little bit.
If you wanted to
this
wrap
one's
up, that's fine.
Yeah, this is a quick one. So British, if you don't know, this is for you. If you don't know, ANY, Denim, and now Keyframe are similarly playing a game that requires sensitivity, hand-eye coordination, and patience, which none of them have in spades to some degree, but no, fuck you!
What?
Where's this question even going?
No. He wrote, but no, so I had to say it.
Oh!
And I didn't register it until it came
Take a
out.
shot.
Nice.
I don't have any water left. Do I drink the candle wax from this melting candle?
You could try my drink of choice. It's very nice.
Which of these three, in your opinion, will get over it first? So he's essentially asking who's going to complete the game first.
Also, $70 will buy you hilarity, priceless moments, and one poor and unfortunate Missy, loss of anger and psychological agony, and she will make a kill list and aim directly for solar flare first. Thank
Thank
goodness
goodness I'm completely safe and innocent because I'm such a good friendo.
Yeah.
I feel like Max isn't going to get over it. I feel that Chrissy is going to get over it because of, well, Sonic was a good example of you just don't quit for better or for worse. You will get angry.
We have the actual stunt woman in this three-person scenario. So you have Max, stubborn Italian, and person who actually was trained to have coordination. So
I'm thinking that Denim would get over it first, just because I feel like Denim is more of a quiet rage. You know?
it's just a thing. It's a tier list.
Yes.
If I had to pick, I pick Denim. Me and Max would be. We're two halves of an idiot. We wouldn't be able to do anything. So there's your answer. Anyways.
Well, you're two sides of the same coin in a beautiful way, though. I'm sorry to keep this trailing on, but Max has no motivation, but probably has the skill to do it, and you have the lack of skill to do it, but all of the motivation.
That feels like a very dumb D&D character. Like it's like Ice Climbers, but dumb. Where it's just like you have like the soldier that didn't focus through training, or focused but didn't really like apply himself, and then you have the bard who doesn't know what they're doing but runs into the situation anyway, playing the lute really fast. But anyways, so
we're nearly there.
Sorry, I had head rush for a second there.
Hey, my.
Okay, we're good.
Do you have any other questions, Max?
No. The we're at the fuck, marry, kill now.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I've trained for this.
I actually really like this one. So Enigma asks, I'm not saying your full name, Enigma. I'm mad at you. You don't get the right. We're going to talk about audiobooks the next podcast. Everyone. I will force the guest to pick an audiobook. And then we'll talk about Terraria for a long time. Okay, hashtag Ask Awkward. Game Grumps. Most of us know them, and a good majority of people love them. Their channel and videos are even their wickedly cool band, Ninja Sex Party. So, crack open a tasty jam from their many songs while wearing some nicely designed spandex with Fuck, Marry, Kill. Game Grumps.
But wait, who would be the third choice? John?
They make this clear. I just...
Couldn't.
Fuck, marry, kill, game, grumping, and humping. I'm... Claps for Enigma, you get that.
Well done.
Aaron, Dan, and Ninja Brian. And they put in parentheses, I'll even throw in JonTron to sub one of them out since he was the first host of the channel. Hopefully none of you will be a grump in this challenge, and that you will have quite the thrill and skill to keep up with these boys. Yay, we have an all-gay choice for
Excellent.
you two. But I mean, Dan, come on, Dan.
I feel like Dan is an easy marry.
But
I would spend the rest of my life with Dan.
We're gonna let the guest go first, so you first.
I think... Oh gosh, I think I would probably... It's either killing Aaron or John. I can't kill
So you're
Ninja
gonna-
Brian.
you're-
He is a kid.
You're gonna sub out John for. You're gonna
Yeah.
sub out Brian for John in this.
Yeah, I can't kill Ninja Brian. He is a kid.
Oh yeah, he does have a kid.
Yeah, so
Can't
it
kill-
would either be killing Aaron or John. I think I would enjoy John's company more, so I think I would kill Aaron.
So, okay,
Okay, so
kill
you're gonna
Aaron.
kill Aaron.
So I'd kill Aaron. I'd fuck John. Yes.
Oh. Yeah,
And I
Aaron
would
watch?
marry Dan.
Would marry Dan.
Will Jacques watch as
Yes.
you and
Oh yes,
are
he will.
copulating? Will you? But at you and
Instead
Dan's
of-
wedding, will you? Who will be wearing the spandex suit, and Phil will be wearing the spandex dress?
I would wear. Well, he would be. I wouldn't marry Dan. I would marry Danny Sex Bang.
Ah, yes. Not
Yes.
Dan Abbott.
I would have Avidan wearing the other spandex suit.
Will he be officiating the wedding?
Oh, hi,
Hey.
Hey.
You want to get married?
Instead of when I'm fucking John, I wouldn't put the Bible down. I would just put a copy of Banjo-Kazooie just flat on the table.
What a beautiful painting. But okay,
That's
Max,
my
you're
answer.
next. So
Yes. So
this is going to be interesting because I feel like you have watched the least Game Grumps out of all.
that
three
is
of us.
very true. That is very true. However, I watched Jesse Cox's. I forgot even what the name is. A show where Aaron and Dan both star. And I have seen a little bit of Aaron around the internet. I know a few
I mean, we
Ninja
saw
Sex
that good
Party
mythical
songs.
morning.
But yeah,
What-
so.
yeah.
So, and I will, I'm actually would say that I have a better grasp on Ninja Brian than on Proton John.
John Tron, don't switch the two around.
Okay, you see, one more reason that I really am not qualified for that.
Proton John is a very different person than
You
John
don't even know who you're fucking.
Exactly, so that's why I don't do it. I stick with the Ninja and the Sex Party. With
Okay.
the Brian, the Ninja Brian.
Who gets custody of Kevin?
I cannot find it. I cannot
You are
find it.
delaying the inevitable.
Yeah, no, I was also trying to find our piece that Wolf had made of us with.
Oh, yeah. I'll-
Oh, look at this! If I go Twitter, then I actually find
on.
it. That's funny. So
Is it
yeah,
on Twitter?
and I am, and since I am Ninja Brian, according to this piece, how could I shuffle
hell
him out?
yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
You're gonna marry him or kill him? I didn't hear what you said.
Neither. I just wanted to make sure that I go with the original lineup that got proposed. So,
Alright.
I mean, a man with the name of Danny Sexbang, how could I not fuck him? I mean, that's easy.
No! How
Oh,
dare
yes.
you take
Oh,
my
yes. Yes, and you consider what options this leaves for you, for Danny. Yes.
I disagree that we all have to pick different answers.
No,
that
this
this has
has
been
become a tradition.
Yeah.
since
Oh, I see.
Last
Yeah,
been on.
because
so
I have
This
always
is why we give guests first choice.
Exactly. I have always tried to come up with original answers, but at some point Keyframe wanted to take that over, so she forces me to go second, but this leaves me with the option to manipulate her answers.
Yeah, it's great fun for the whole family.
Exactly. So yeah, I bang the sex bang, obviously.
damn it.
You married him, so I have 3 Ryan there. Oh no, I need to... What did you killed Aaron, right?
Yes,
yeah,
I
he
killed
Oh
Aaron
and fucked
no!
John.
This means I have to marry Aaron, which is fine. He seems
It's
to
fine. You'll just have him complain.
Yeah, but
For the rest of the time.
yeah, but
He's
I have-
such a smelly man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that part. But yes,
There's
you
the-
see, that's the advantage of marriage over sex. Sex demands a close proximity, while marrying allows that you have a little bit of social distancing going on, and you can keep the window open to help with the smell. But he seems to be a chill guy. Yeah, he's a complainer, so we can get along. We can just complain about stuff all day long. I see this
Aw.
working out, and I mean, I'm Grump. He's Grump.
Which
would
one
you
is
guys
not
just
so
make?
bad?
Would you
Exactly.
guys just fuse Dragon Ball Z style and make Ultra Grump?
Maybe something like this. So obviously we can probably make it work. And ironically, I can kill Ninja Brian, but the answer for that is obvious. So I can take his place.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, so it's my turn. Oh no.
So, do you want to start with your kill?
I can't, yeah, no, I'm gonna end with no.
It could
Okay.
it could be one of those if I can't have it, nobody can scenarios.
I mean, here's the thing. Can I go by Futurama rules and kill him by death by snoozus so he dies of broken pelvis?
Yes.
Did I find the loophole? Did I crack the code?
I guess we can accept it if the remaining fuck buddy stays preserved.
Yeah, okay, yes, the remaining fuck buddy stays alive. So I guess I'm gonna fuck Brian. Cool. No, or do I marry Brian?
He
What
could
is-
lecture you about, like, physics.
No, wait, because I can't marry Aaron, because that's
you
Max's
have
husband.
you
now.
have to fuck Aaron. This is the guy that you
Oh,
just pointed out.
He's so smelly.
How do you
There's
even
literally
know
a game.
this?
There's literally a game highlight where he's playing Polybius and he sharts himself. So
Aaron.
that's the person you've married. There's a whole fucking Game Grumps compilation of just him
Sadly, water.
of Dan just talking about how disgusting of a man Aaron is. But I'm sure Aaron's a nice guy. I mean, he is married, so maybe, that he's good at soft intimacy. So I guess that's why I'm gonna fuck Aaron. And you know what? It'll be nice to at least he's such a vocal, emotive person that at least you'll know if he's liking it or not.
What if he makes the same weird noises during sex? Like, ooh! Ooh, I'm gonna pee!
I'm gonna conclude.
I'm going to conclude.
You know what though? There was a Tumblr post back in the day that agrees that if you can laugh with your partner during intimacy, that's a good sign. So if he can make me laugh, that's good. And then I guess I marry Brian. And you know what? He's a smart guy. He has a PhD in theoretical physics. I respect mental fortitude. And also, if we're going by ninja logic, he can kill everyone I don't like.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like an omnipotent being. So he can go anywhere that I please. Even if there's a lockdown and I can't travel somewhere to kill someone that I know that pisses me off on a daily basis.
I suppose you also get the benefits of having a child without actually having to have one.
Oh, fuck having a kid.
You
Nah,
just
but-
take the Brian's little girl, yeet.
No, I mean, I'm not gonna yeet it, but I'm a wine aunt. I'm not a wine mom. That's when it gets into sad territory what's nicer sounding? I'm a wine mom or I'm a wine aunt? Like,
A wine
come on now.
stepmom.
Yeah, but when
No.
I hear wine mom, reminds me of Beth from Rick and Morty.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
And, well,
I'm gonna
that's
go
quite
throw
awkward.
up again.
A and Y and Key say hi to the people in the chat. The memes are seen on this live stream as they talk about random grabs. Time for awkward gags. It's the awkward. Random guests and funny gags on the awkward gags. It's the awkward. Artwork and analysis which you do not want to miss on awkward.